regulatory authority, that is PURA, against a decision to enforce a minimum traffic of $50 per gigabyte for mobile data. This decision has increased internet costs by up to 275% and limited digital access for many Gambians, particularly students and small businesses. The protest began peacefully but turned out chaotic, and riot police interrupted and forcefully dispersed the gathering and illegally arrested 19 individuals. The following day, that was 23rd August, 4 more individuals were arrested at Westfield as they came out to show solidarity with the detainees. Subsequently, appearing before Magistrate Ture on August 25th, all 23 were charged under Section 5, Subsection 5 of the Public Order Act for control of possession and pleaded not guilty. On the same day, an additional 21 youths were arrested while protesting the unlawful decision by Magistrate Ture to send the youths to State Central Prison in Mile 2. It's important to note that the accused were not arraigned in court within 72 hours as stipulated by Section 19 of the Gambia 1997 Constitution. In addition to this, the reaction by the youth was prompted by decision to remand some 23 youths in Mile 2 for bailable offences, which can only be described as misconduct at worst. We strongly believe this punishment contradicts the intents of common law, which presume every accused person is innocent before being proven guilty. Remanding 23 youths in Mile 2 for over 3 days when they have never been convicted for any crime hints that their right to liberty was infringed, something we consider a serious lapse in the state's duty of care. The coalition detains that the fact that all 42 youths remain under charges of unlawful possession, unlawful assemble, and idle loitering before the police and the court, thereby making them political prisoners. Together with our alliance, we condemn these arrests and charges as violation of the youth constitutional right to peaceful assembly and petition the executive as protected under the 1997 Constitution and international human rights laws. The coalition finds it deeply concerning and unacceptable that citizens calling for accountability are met with repression and criminalization, while public officials implicated in audit reports, parliamentary findings, and regulatory failures continue to operate with impunity. This selective application of the law undermines democracy, justice, and public trust in state institutions. We recall that similar gatherings and political assemblies have been allowed to proceed without permit or interference, highlighting a troubling double standard in the enforcement of the law. Such inconsistency and bias threaten national unity, peace, and security. In the view of the foregoing, we therefore demand the following. 1. Immediate and unconditional dropping of all charges against the 44 youths. Respect for the right to peaceful assembly, protest as enshrined in the Constitution and regional and international human rights treaties, which are ratified by the Gambia. An independent review of Pura's operation and accountability to the Gambian people. 4. Equal and fair application of the law to all, including public officials implicated in corruption or misconduct. The arrest and prosecution of 44 young Gambians protesting against Pura data flow price represent more than just a crackdown on a single demonstration. These actions pose serious dangers to the Gambian democracy, civic space, and accountability system. We wish to allow citizens to be vigilant, bearing in mind that if the government continues to suppress civil voices, then the civil space will collapse. Democratic backsliding will accelerate, and corruption and insufficiency will become entrenched in our country. To prevent this, the coalition reminds all citizens and the government in particular of its obligation under the Constitution and international human rights instruments, including the African Charter on Human and People's Rights, to protect citizens' rights and not to suppress them. The arrest and the prosecution of these youths were unjust, unlawful, and undemocratic. The Gambia cannot claim to be a democracy while silencing the voice of dissent and protecting those who abuse power. We stand in solidarity with the 44 youths and all Gambians who peacefully demand accountability and good governance. We demand transparency and accountability now. Signed, Team Gomsa Boko, Edward Frank Small Center for Right and Justice. Gambians against looted assets. Thank you.
Thank you very much.